Hi, and welcome to Wine Dine Caroline's Happy Hour on Paris Underground Radio. I'm your host, Carolyn Connor. Today, we have veteran podcaster Katie Quinn on. So, Katie is an expat who is living in Trani in Puglia in Italy, who is also a cookbook author, a YouTuber, multimedia, fascinating person. So, Katie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Caroline. So happy to be here with you. You pretty much hit all the main things. I'm a writer and a video creator, and I've written some things and done some video things. This is a horrible introduction. My book, Cheese, Wine, and Bread, just came out. It's all about fermentation, specifically looking at fermentation in Europe, England, Italy, and France. My cookbook before that was called Avocados as a part of the Short Stack Editions. And my YouTube channel is Q Katie. And I live in Italy. The end.
And you live in Italy. I know we need to meet up in Italy at some point, or here.
We really do. France or Italy. Either way.
And we are internet friends. You know, we haven't actually met up yet. So we need to get drunk together sometime.
True. Truth. Oh my God, Caroline, I can't wait.
It's going to be great. One thing so my mom loves you. She's obsessed. And she just thinks you are the coolest, the bee's knees, everything. And she texted me a couple days ago and was like, I just saw, Q Katie's cute video about iced coffee in Italy. She's like, you should just make some cute videos about Leanne. I'm like, Mom, first of all, Katie and her husband are doing it together, right? Your husband helps you, right, with videos?
No, actually.
Oh, he doesn't?
Occasionally he does, but like with the iced coffee video, no, he had nothing to do with that. He actually doesn't even drink coffee, so he didn't even get the riches of the spoils of the riches of all the coffee on that.
Well, I need to apologize to my mom because I was like, Mom, I don't know. Katie, you've worked in TV. You worked in TV for a long time. You've been making videos for a long time. Like, your videos are really good because you know what you're doing. I'm like, I don't know how to do that, Mom.
Thank you. No, and it is a skill set. Like, it's a full-on skill set. I was just behind the camera for a really long time before I created content. I'm using finger quotes because content creation is like such an annoying thing to say. But but my husband does do video stuff as well. So you're not totally off base. Like, he does some things, and like he thinks that the drone is like his own like toy. It's like he's like, graduated from Xbox and got a drone. So he does help in terms of flying the drone around. And then I use that footage. But
I love that. I mean, the drone footage you have is so cool. It's super fun.
And like, that's legit. Yeah, that is some lush footage that he gets me. But that's kind of the extent of it for now. But I would like to say a big thank you to your mama. What's your mom's name?
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
I'm
so glad you like what I'm doing. And also, I love your daughter. So good job. Good job with that.
That's very sweet. Well, I would love to make videos like yours, but I think I'll need another 10 years of experience to get to that level. But who knows? We're gonna try.
I honestly, Caroline, I love your videos already. I think the personality is really what's got to be there, right? And you've got it. So you're more than halfway there.
Okay. So we'll see. Maybe 2 years. I actually am about to.
Maybe 2.
I'm trying to level up my videos. I got a better camera. Thanks, Mom. My mom gave me a better camera with a really nice lens.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna get a gimbal. I'm gonna get like a fancy gimbal.
Those are so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. So I'm excited. But
Amazing.
You inspire me a lot in many ways.
Aww.
But what we're here to talk about today is I need you to tell me a funny and or stupid story. I like ridiculousness, and I'm going to pair a wine with it. And since you're a wine person too, I think we can have a lot of fun with the pairing here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, I am a wine appreciator, and I know a thing or two, but Caroline, I cannot touch your knowledge. So I am excited. I'm excited to hear what you come up with, and then what we can chat about together with it. This is such a I just love the concept for this show.
Well, I feel like, we have, I thought about, how do I do a wine podcast? Because for most people, wine, I don't want to talk about wine for an hour. Most people are not going to be interested in that. But I do love talking about stupid shit and talking about, talking with my friends. So we figured this would be a fun idea. Idea. I
support it.
So hit me. What is your funny and or stupid story.
Okay, spotlight on me. Okay, so I would just like to make sure all the listeners out there know that I did not know what I was signing up for specifically with this. And so Caroline kind of sprung it on me right before she pressed record here. So I'm going to share the first thing that comes to mind. All right. So my husband and I moved to Italy about 8 months ago. We, are in southern Italy, in Puglia, as Caroline told you, and it's great. A lot to get used to. A lot, the pace of life is much slower. Bureaucracy happens.
I hear that. that.
And, and the food is incredible, but the market culture, it's so vibrant and lively and delicious. So good and the bad, and we're getting used to all of it and kind of settling in. And something that we have never really needed since we've been together as a couple or in either of our adult lives is a car, because so we met in New York City. Neither of us needed a car there, then moved to London. You don't really need a car in London either, right? These major cities. Here, though, we realized pretty shortly after moving that we're gonna need wheels to live.
You need a vehicle.
We need a vehicle because, yes, there are trains here. Trenitalia is a thing. It works, but it doesn't in this area. It really only goes to like the main city. You can't explore, right? You can't go hiking. You can't go to all of like the beaches and the grotto that you heard about or whatever. So Connor, my husband, did all this research and like all this stuff because we're American living here, blah, blah, blah. So we get a car. And it's great. It's a new car. And wait, how long is this story supposed to be? Because I'm kind of building it up. Okay.
Build it up. I mean, I also understand what it's like to drive. I had to get my license. I had to get a French license and I was not able to transfer it. So I had to like do it in French. I have to have an A sticker, a red A for asshole sticker on my bumper for 3 years. And I'm supposed to drive 10 kilometers under the speed limit, 20 on the freeway. Wow. I don't. But
well, I'm impressed that you got the French license. I don't know what the test was like, but we looked into getting the Italian license, and talked to like our Italian friends and stuff, and it is known for being almost impossible, like impossibly hard for Italians.
I mean, and it's funny because Italian people drive like insane.
I know.
People.
It's so ironic. It's wild how ironic it is. But we are able to legally drive here with our American licenses for a year.
Okay, well, after a year, you got to figure that out.
Yep. But for now, we're like, okay, whatever. We're not going to do with it. But but we still had to figure out how to get a car. And yeah, they don't really do like super long-term leases here. Connor found this awesome program, seemed too good to be true, through the French company, actually, Renault.
Mm-hmm.
They have this setup where they get brand spanking new cars. I mean, off like right out of the whatever car factory, brand new cars. And for foreigners, mostly Americans, non-Europeans traveling in Europe, and with this program, specifically Italy, they get these cars and it's this tax loophole system in which these brand new cars are able to be used for this lease program up to 6 months, I believe, 6 to 8 months. And yeah, and there are these amazing new cars. And then after this program with Renault, the cars are then sent over to rental car companies that then use them as straight up rental cars.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're like, oh, great. We get this like super spanking new car. Fantastic. We want to like travel all around Italy. So we want to be able to trust that the car's not going to break down. This is great.
Wait. Firstly, really important. Manual or automatic?
Manual.
Oh, yeah, well, you got to live the European lifestyle. I got a Prius. I avoided that by getting a Prius, and I'm such a Californian. It's terrible.
No, well done. So I actually, I had to brush up on my manual driving, and there were some funny moments of me really cussing my head off of like, why? Like I kept stalling. But
on a hill.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, it's the worst. No, but I got through it. I was like, great, this is a great car. To your point of like how you have to have a red A on your car, signifying that what you're a new driver. Is that what that signifies?
Yeah, that I'm an apprentice.
Apprentice. Okay.
Yeah.
Our license plate was this like red license plate that signified that it was a part of this like tax system. On top of that, it was a French car, right? Like it's a Renault is a French company.
It's actually Renault.
Oh, thank you. The
Yeah, that's perfect
thank you.
French.
Yeah,
Perfect.
thank you. Perfect. Okay, so we were like, this is all so great. Oh my God, we are killing it. We are killing it living in Italy and like figuring our shit out. And like, we're going to have so much fun. After using the car for 3 weeks, I think probably 3 weeks, we are brushing our teeth, getting ready for bed one night. We're like, I'm on the couch, Connor's brushing his teeth, and like looks out the window at like where the car's parked just to check on it. And he says completely flatly, like no emotion, toothbrush in mouth, the car's not there. What do you mean the car's not there? You put it there, right? Like what's going on? Did you lend it to a friend? So it was stolen. And you know, the entire next day was spent at the police office, like filling out all the forms and whatever. And, you know, all of the fun stuff, it was never found. And the funny thing is, okay, so you're like, why is this funny? The funny thing, Caroline, is that we got another car through the same program, and the second car was stolen too. No. That's the punchline. That's the punchline, baby.
Are you kidding? I knew about the first car. I did not know about the second. That is crazy.
I didn't really talk about it that much because
you're still traumatized.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to be, I don't know, I kind of don't want to have like a typical story of like an American moving to southern Italy, even though that's completely what has happened. But like, it's
the new car. It's not that you're American. It's that you know, they don't have new cars in southern Italy.
I mean, exactly. And in retrospect, and what so many people have told us is, well, what were you doing with a new car? Like, don't get a new car and bring it here. Like, of course it'll get stolen.
Yeah, get a busted ass, like used, you know, I don't even know what an Italian car is. Something old and fucked up.
Like an old Fiat Panda is
exactly.
what everyone has here. And that red license plate, I guess, was just like a screaming symbol, like steal me, which we didn't know. The reason that I am able to actually look back on it and kind of and be like, okay, it is certainly entertaining. And like in 10 years time, I'm sure we'll laugh about it because we did things that we didn't know it was stupid to be like,
no,
hey, I'm a brand new car and I'm super obvious. And like
with my red license plate,
literally everyone was like, why? And like, you do not park that car on the street here. It's a very safe place, except for cars. I'm not scared for my safety at all, but for my car's safety, yes. We have a used Fiat Panda now that is perfectly fine. So we're able to get around as the locals do.
Perfect. So you ended up getting the correct car eventually for you. That's great.
We did it. Third time's a charm.
That's funny. I'm like, I got a Prius because everyone I've ever known who has a Prius loves it, and I don't know anything about cars. I have no fucking clue. So when I was looking for a car, but basically, yeah, my Prius is a car that in America is a small car, you know?
Yes.
Like that's like a tidy little, little city car. Here, absolutely. That thing is like a ocean cruise liner. I mean, it's enormous. People are like, wow, your car is huge. I'm like, lol.
I don't even get that. Yeah. What? Our Priuses, have they grown or something?
I mean, it's probably bigger than your Fiat Panda.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
They're pretty big. They're sturdy and wide.
I would need a side-by-side. Yeah. I would need a side-by-side.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Wine Dine Caroline's Happy Hour. Ooh, okay. I'm trying to think of what we could pair with that. I mean, I think we could do something from southern Italy, but what I first thought of was something really alcoholic.
Yep. That's what I needed.
Yeah, which southern Italy would be. I mean, the wines of Puglia are I mean, this is interesting. You know, we have these really famous wines from Tuscany, from Chianti. We have famous wines from Barolo, in Piedmont. You know, Italy basically has wine everywhere, though. You cannot go anywhere in Italy without seeing vineyards. Like, the entire country is a vineyard.
Yeah, and like very specific regional grape varieties as well.
And so, I mean, Puglia is having, obviously, a renaissance right now with Primitivo grape, which is the same grape as Zinfandel, although often it's made in a slightly different style. I mean, I guess we could go with Salice Salentino, which would be one, you know, the DOC, the fancy DOC. I don't know if that's a DOCG, is it?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, between DOC and DOCG, I don't really differentiate in terms of what I choose to buy based on it. You know, I just like...
Well, so for our listeners who don't know, when we talk about things like AOC, DOC, DAC, there's all different acronyms. That is referring to the regional rules that govern wine. And so Salice Salentino refers to a physical line on the map, like a boundary on the map, but also a set of rules about which grape varieties are allowed and how that's made. So Salice Salentino is a DOC, a DOCG. There are fewer of them, and I think they really are pretty much Tuscany and Piedmont. And it is it's a small town and commune in southern part of Apulia, Italy, in the Salento area. That's what it says on Wikipedia. But that is going to be a, you know, typical wine from the region, but good ones. And it is from Negromaro mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's near Brindisi and Lecce and
Brindisi.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is so funny. So on Wikipedia, so this is the thing. People are like, "Oh, you're a wine expert. You know everything." Like, I'm not going to memorize every single DOC in Italy.
It's literally impossible to memorize everything with wine.
So primarily from Negro Amaro. That is what Wikipedia says. But I imagine there's probably some Primitivo in there too.
I do love Negro Amaro.
Yes.
It's so bold and juicy and
big wines,
jammy.
Plenty of booze.
Yep.
Plenty of booze. So I think, you know, locally stolen cars.
Yeah.
Locally big red. I mean, yeah, that'll fuck you up, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Appropriately so. Yeah.
I mean, I think, I mean, that is one of those things that, hey, at least you got some experience with like the popo and with dealing with having, I don't know, like now you know how to deal with it.
You know, you're so right, actually. I just chalk it up to the expat experience. And obviously this is not just for people who have chosen to live in another country, or are living in another country for whatever reason. It's not singular to that. It certainly happens on home turf as well. People go through like total bullshit experiences like this. But when it happens abroad, I am able to distance myself from it, I think, in a way that I might have trouble distancing myself from it if it happened back in the States. Just because I'm like, well, it's like a story I'll tell, you know? Yeah. I don't know. It softens the blow.
Yeah, I guess it feels like less threatening, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, certainly like not in the moment, but like shortly thereafter. Like even the next day, I'm able to over dinner that night, you know, drinking my wine, I'm able to be like, okay, this was a hoot, and yeah, we just spent all day with the Italian police, and and we went, and the first time. Or wait, no, it might have been the second time the car was stolen, because it was like around the end of the day when we went. It was like 5 or 6 or something. Anyway, the police station was open and would still be open for another like hour or something.
Yeah, they were over it though.
But they were over it. Yeah. We went in and told them what we wanted to do, and he was like, "Oh, come back tomorrow." And we're like, "No, we have to file the complaint now in order to like get our insurance money for this. So no, we need to do it within this amount of time. We need to do it right now." And he's like, "Oh, fine," and like rolled his eyes, and like so he was totally just gonna just dig off for the rest of the day. So.
Well, I mean, and you're in a place too where like they are not likely to speak any English,
right? No, he didn't. Yeah, so we're stumbling through, and it's great. Actually, I'm grateful for it, because learning Italian is one of like a reason I love being here and a reason I wanted to be here. So I think if I were in a place like Rome and everyone immediately spoke to me in English as soon as, you know, I opened my mouth, I think that might be discouraging.
I mean, it's definitely easy to live abroad and not learn the language. And I know a lot of people that have been in Paris for years and don't speak a word of French.
Yep. Paris is another one of those cities. How is it in Lyon?
Honestly, people don't speak English here.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Young people do to some extent, but no, like you can't coast on that. My life is very Anglophone because I, work for myself and most of my friends we speak English together, even if that's not their native language. Like last night I had dinner with my sort of core group, we're German, Polish, Brazilian, and then me, the American.
Oh my God. I love that.
But like in Paris, like everyone's American.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like that it's not like that here.
I agree. That's special.
Yeah. But it is, there are certain things about this expat life that are different. I haven't had to deal with the police. I feel like the French police don't care about anything except for like gassing protesters. That's their hobby.
I have read.
we love to protest here. I mean, I'm not big on protesting generally. I mean, it's not that I'm not big. I don't need to like be there. I don't know, with COVID and crowds and shit. They're all protesting against the pass sanitaire, the like basically the restaurants now have to scan your vaccine code if you're going to get in.
The green pass, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, the rollout's happening. It's been pretty easy. I went to a bar last night. The guy just took out his iPhone and scanned my iPhone, and that was it. And,
wow.
So
that's not bad. Yeah, weird. This has been enacted here as well, supposedly. Granted, I don't go to a ton of like restaurant and stuff, but I have been to some bars. They call them bars here, but it's just cafe. Mm-hmm. I've been to some, and I have not been scanned, but maybe that's an exception. I don't know. I also just feel like Southern Italy just be like, we don't do that.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, you know what? The cops are not going to find them, I think, is the thing. Right. And here they might. I mean, I don't know. It's still weird going into a restaurant without a mask. I'm still wearing masks inside, but that's because I don't know. I don't think it's over.
I don't think it's over.
We shall see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, that was a funny story. It was a
I told you it was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, well, here's a story, and
it's definitely a story that needs a wine pairing. So
yeah,
I think
there you go.
And it works with your great local wine. I went to Lecce for a wedding about 10 years ago.
Which I love that city so much.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, that whole part of the world is fantastic. And it's really off the beaten path.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit, it's not a hidden gem for like if you talk to like everyone in Italy and certainly a lot of tourists as well, they'd be like, that's not a hidden gem. But for Americans, it is. I mean, this area, yeah, and it really is incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, I can't wait to come visit you sometime.
Ditto. And can I know that the wine pairing was the thing, but can I just quickly say what pugliese meal I would pair this wine and this experience with?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's also one of my favorite dishes here. It's orecchiette, which is the pasta that's like small, and orecchio means ear, and orecchiette means little ears. So it's like these small little like cups, about the size of like your thumbnail. And it is orecchiette con le cime di rapa, and cime di rapa is like a broccoli rabe-esque bitter green. And this dish is, so it's this bitter green with a ton of olive oil and anchovies, garlic, and pepperoncino, or red chili flakes. And it just packs so much punch. There's so much flavor. It's the spicy, it's the umami. It is really, really addicting, and it is, it brings the boldness that one needs to pair with a bold wine like the red that we're drinking after 2 cars have been stolen.
Well, and it's also comfort food. I think. It sounds like it's like Italian mac and cheese kind of vibe, but healthier, but with the spiciness and the salty.
Totally, you hit the nail on the head.
Oh, I'm hungry now. It's lunchtime.
It is lunchtime. I was just thinking that.
That's funny. And now, a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Wine Dine Caroline's Happy Hour. That is wonderful. Katie, where can everyone find you on the internet? Everyone needs to buy your book, first of all.
True. Thank you for the plug. Cheese, Wine, and Bread.
Cheese, Wine, and Bread. Cheese, Wine, and Bread.
Discovering the Magic of Fermentation in England, Italy, and France is the subtitle, which really pretty much tells you what's in the pages. Recipes and travel narrative and all that stuff.
Beautiful illustrations. It's a wonderful book. Really is great.
Thank you, Caroline. And people can find me on Instagram at QKatie or on the YouTubes at, QKatie is the name of the channel.
That's great. You nailed it. QKatie is good. It's cute. And we will include all of the links for your stuff in our show notes.
Thank you. Can I tell you a really quick kind of funny thing is that everyone here thinks when I tell them like QKatie, they're like, if they speak English, which most of them don't, as we already discussed, but if they do, they think I'm saying cute Katie. They're like, cute Katie? They think I'm like calling myself cute, that I named all of my platforms after how cute I am.
You are cute.
But I'm just like, wow, these strangers who are just going to know me think I'm really love myself.
That's so funny. I love that. Yeah, Wine Dine Caroline works really well in English, but not so well in French.
Oh.
Wine Dine Caroline.
Yeah.
WINDENE Caroline.com.
You've got that imitation down.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, my French accent's okay.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is like, we'll say a French word in English, like English people particularly are the worst offenders, but like they call the city in Champagne Reims, REIMS.
Ooh.
But, in French it's
it's basically it's a gag sound. Yeah.
It's a grunt. And then there's a village near here called OINGT. How do you think you say that?
OINGT. What?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah. And then the river is the
That's
la.
I mean, I do. I love French. That was my language before Italian completely took over that part of my brain.
It's hard to do more than one.
It is, but I do love French, and I trust that if I were ever to move there, it would come back quickly.
Well, we're ready for you, and we'll steal your car when you get here.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much for joining us, and cheers. Have a wonderful lunch. I hope you get some yummy pasta and have a glass of wine.
Salut. Grazie.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Wine Dine Caroline's Happy Hour. Wine Dine Caroline's Happy Hour is produced by Paris Underground Radio. For more information about Happy Hour and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com. To hang out with me more, head to my Facebook group. It is called Good Wine, Good People, and you can find the link to that in the show notes. Cheers.